ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Premier League. This is sponsored by Twitch TV, hosted by Angel, and brought to you guys by DotaCommentaries.com. Today we're watching Dignitas versus Navi. This is one of our very few remaining matches. Navi currently leading the pack here in the Premier League points. They're currently sitting at 19 points. And if they win this best of 2 series, they will be undisputably a #1 no matter what other teams do. So this is pretty big match on the line. Dignitas somewhere down the middle. They're not gonna really get the third place even if they win all the remaining matches. So this is gonna be something for glory from some street creds, trash talking rights. I'm Luminous, of course, and joining me today it is B-Balling 773. What's up, man?
What's up, dude? It's very much an honor and privilege to cast with somebody as illustrious as yourself.
Oh man, you could calm down the. Calm down the trash talk, whatever. We have a Darkseer Venomancer ban here on Navi. Navi's been banning Darkseer all day long. And Dignitas banning Chan and Anti-Mage. And we see Invoker being first pick, followed by the Furion and the Enchantress.
I think it was actually against Navi that Darkseer sort of made his first competitive debut with the Scepter. So I think since then they've had a mortal fear of that hero. And they don't even want to play him. So they just constantly ban him. But I guess it's been working because they are probably the hottest team at the moment after beating Complexity. So whatever works, man. Whatever works.
Yeah, Navi was able to demolish Complexity, even Absolute Legend as well. Both hailed to be, the pretty big name teams. And, well, let's see how they're gonna do against Dignitas today. It's gonna be Furion Enchantress. So right off the bat, we're gonna see pretty much a long lane Furion from Light of Heaven. We've been seeing him play that role time and time again. We're going to see Enchantress defensive jungle, probably with the dual lane top. What that's going to happen is Enchantress gank, and then we're going to have Furion TP in, and suddenly that lane changes from a dual lane to a 4-hero lane. You get 2 tower push down very quickly, and then Navi stabilize themselves with a very strong gold lead. So let's see how Dignitas is going to respond to that. They do have Sand King and Invoker, which can be decent counter pushers, but both of these heroes need a lot of level to be truly effective.
Right. It'll also be interesting to see if Sand King picks up any levels of Caustic Finale. I severely doubt it, but against the trees and Enchantress creeps, it's never really a bad idea. But then again, I don't really expect it to see happen this game. As we see, Vengeful Spirit, sort of another very standard Navi hero. Let's see how they decide to lane it, if they're going to do the support or if they're just going to have Havos play it and play it as like a semi-carry and just push it for the win.
Yeah, I think generally from the last couple of games I watch them play, it is going to be a support Venge. Although to what extent, as they get so much tower and so much gold anyways, that she could actually be a pretty strong DPS force. Night Stalker is going to get the ban here from Dignitas. Going back to Caustic Finale point, I don't think they will actually pick it because I don't see Sand King actually having the chance to hit the creeps at melee range without being stunned down to death. But that might change depending how the games go. We're going to see a Crystal Maiden ban here. Want to get rid of some of the extra AoE that Dignitas could pick up to defend the push coming their way. But yeah, so far seeing Furion and the Enchantress and not picking up a Rasta, somewhat questioning. Neither team is actually wanting to pick up that hero, maybe, and it's not getting banned so far at least. So we'll see where it goes from here.
You know what I'm really hoping for? Jakiro Sven combination from Navi. Oh, that would be so exciting. After seeing that in a couple of the defense matches. But, Rasta is still a very strong pick here. Except if they want to solo mid with the Venge, or if they want to dual jungle, it all really depends on that. It all really depends on what Navi decides to do with their Enchantress, if they're going to dual jungle, if they're going to solo jungle, etc, etc. But I guess Dignitas has a lot of pressure on them in terms of combating this very early strong push before Invoker gets too very high leveled.
Yeah, actually Navi was feeling very safe giving away Invoker to Complexity, and they ran this exact same lineup or same structure of a lineup, and they just pushed down Complexity very quickly. Invoker was never able to get too big. So let's see if Navi is able to do that the same thing again against Dignitas. What they did against Complexity in that game was push so fast that, well, Invoker only was able to hold up to level 10, 11, and the game was pretty much over by then. So Lesh just going to be the counter pick here by Dignitas. I do like that choice. It's going to give him very reliable AoE. That lightning is so annoying to push up against. Generally, we see Split Earth and Diabolic Edict to be skill choice of Lesh, but I think in this game, he might actually opt for lightning instead because, well, the pushing power of Navi is so strong.
Yeah, you might be thinking, Well, isn't Splitter than ThePremierLeague a good anti-pushing tool? Because against the low armor of the creeps, ThePremierLeague does a ridiculous amount of damage. That's true, but Leshrac has to go right up close to them, and against heroes like Enchantress and Furion, Diabolic Edict probably wouldn't be the greatest anti-push tool. So I'm in complete agreement. It's like you're psychic. I expect to see a lightning Leshrac here.
Yep, and it depends on what type of lane it is, because so far right now we don't see too many supports on Dignitas. Sand King can be played as support, same thing with Lesh, but that really limit the potential of these two heroes if they're dumped down to the support role. So I'm looking towards Dignitas to pick a hardcore support. Not many supporters left in the pool though, so I'm not too sure where they want to go here. I guess Witch Doctor is a choice, Dazzle is a choice, but these heroes are rarely picked.
Yeah, it'll also be interesting to see if they pick up any sort of DPS either in the late game, because I mean, if Navi decides to build their Vengeful Spirit as a DPS, then all really the rating has going for them is magical damage. Of course, Navi always tries to win the game around the 20-minute mark. They prefer the for sure victory with getting a lot of tower kill gold rather than a long drawn out game. As we see Storm Spirit being picked up, I have not seen Navi play this in quite a bit.
Yeah, of course, Dandy's going to be handling that Storm in the mid lane. And, well, there's a lot of squishies that Storm Spirit could eat up. The Windrun might be a little bit more difficult to kill. She does have Windrun. Of course, she's going to get some items here and there. Same thing with the Invoker. But, again, if Lesh and Sand King are the support role, he could eat them up very quickly. Enigma is going to be the last pick here. Demonic Conversion is going to provide some sort of weak form of counter pushing. It does eat away an enemy creep and give you 3 of your own. But, yeah, it's the black hole they're looking for. The Midnight Pulse is decent, and it's going to be Tiny as well. So it's going to be Tiny Venge on the top lane, Light of Heaven, Furion on the bot, Storm in the mid, Enchantress defensive jungle. At least that's what I think. Maybe they're going to swap off the Tiny and Storm and put a Storm dual lane top. We'll see how that goes from here.
And what Tiny excels at is just demolishing squishy heroes. So, I mean, if Tiny gets a really fast Blink Dagger with a reasonably high level, he can become an absolute terror in this game. And right now, I'd say Dignitas has pretty good push and anti-push. They might just out-push Navi if it comes down to it, but I don't know if they really want to go for that because their team fight is just so exceptional that I'm sure that's what they want to rely on. But it looks like we're going to see the Leshrac transition to the bot lane along with everybody.
Yep, both teams going off to the defensive lane here, maybe to prevent the enemy team to drop off a ward on the pool camp. Let's see who's playing what. Leon's going to be playing the Windrunner. We have Zo playing the Enigma. Sony is going to be playing playing the Invoker on the mid lane, and then we have Lesh, who is not playing support role. It's going to be handled by Come With Me. As you can see that he has not spent any of his gold on Chicken nor ward. Coco, the support Sand King, has wards right now, and going to be dropping one off probably here.
Meanwhile, on the Dire side, we have Arzar playing that Vengeful Spirit, Puppy playing the Mirana, Dendi playing the Tiny, Havos playing the Storm Spirit, and Light of Heaven playing the Furion. So it looks like your predictions are completely messed up. They're just trolling you.
Yeah, no, Light of Heaven prediction was he's on the long lane, and indeed he is. But
no, but you said Dendi would be playing the Storm.
Yeah, no, Dendi always plays Storm. I know I was playing it instead. But yeah, well, maybe because the Tiny was picked up, and Tiny not going to go mid. It's going to be top with Vengeful Spirit. And that defensive Enchantress, of course. Enchantress, obligatory Smoke of the Sea purchase. You could look towards them, be ganking it up once they have a good creep, probably a Centaur or a Furbog. But yeah, on the bot lane, it's going to be Come With Me and the Sand King. And of course, this is a very old school, like Dota 0.4 AB old school dual lane. And well, let's see how it's going to work against Light of Heaven, who's getting a little bit harassed down here.
To anybody who doesn't get that reference, it looks like a Split Earth lands nicely, and Light of Heaven is forced to probably use some tangos right off the bat, use 2 or 3 just to get back to that full HP. But in 0.4 AP for the original Dota, dual stun lanes were all the rage, Sven, Lina, etc., etc. It looks like we're going to see Dendi solo top against Windrunner in terms of just out harass, and since Tiny has 0 armor, or sorry, he has 1 armor, Windrunner should be able to handle herself just fine, but you always got to be on the lookout for Jaws, aka Puppy, on there.
You're on the bot lane here. A Burrow Strike into Split Earth was all they needed, and against Prophet, who's a very low HP hero. First, sorry for missing that one, but First Blood actually going to Dignitas. I did not expect that one, because Navi is so very good in terms of diving for those First Blood. Maybe did not expect them, Dignitas, to play so aggressive early on, and that's going to set Furion back, as he actually has to walk back in lane. No level into TP yet, has opted for Treants early on. and that's going to delay his ability to hit that high level of TP and Sprout to join another lane and start pushing it. So far, even though that first blood was on the other side of the map, it actually protects the top lane very well. So Leon pretty happy with that first blood being picked up by the bot lane.
Right. Meanwhile, a dual lane mid with Havost and Arzar. Looks like Arzar is going to roam a bit, maybe jungle with the Enchantress because she wants to get levels up for Havost, but no, she's just chilling in there. Meanwhile, it looks like Light of Heaven is not having a very good time at all, but Sand King is going to try to check the rune, and it's going to be a rune battle at the 2-minute mark, very common these days.
Well, the rune is going to spawn on the top or bot. We'll see. It's going to be bottom illusion. Not the best rune. He's going to drop off a ward. In fact, you can use these illusion runes and go for a backstab, allowing the illusions to tank up a little bit. That's exactly what he's going to do. Of course, the creep wave. A little bit push as well. Uh-oh. Light of Heaven might be in a little bit of trouble. He does not see that the rune has been taken. He's basically dead at this point. He's dead. Uh-oh. Of course, level 1 Burrow Strike. Very low range and very good move here by Light of Heaven. Getting out just barely. Here comes Dignitas Zizzo as well. They're going to convert a creep and go immediately into a push if they want to. In fact, you convert the Treants. No, he converts another creep. And this tower might be going down very quickly. It is going to be Diabolic Edict as 2 and 3. In fact, not the defensive one. He's going to go offensive with his Diabolic Edict and push down this tower very quickly, as this does literally like 1 billion points of damage to this tower.
Meanwhile, Puppey is maneuvering in position behind Leon and is going to drop the Tornado Creep. So annoying, and Leon is forced to Windrunner out. She will be able to escape just fine, but all the while, pressure is being applied very heavily to that bottom lane. Light of Heaven can't really do too much until he hits that level 6. So can only summon Treants and just feed experience and gold. But it looks like the Dignitas push is repelled for the time being, and all the while, Invoker and Storm Spirit dueling it up.
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised here that it's Dignitas that's getting the opening kills and the opening aggression here. Normally Navi very good for that. Now Vengeful Spirit comes around. She is smoked up right here looking for the Windrunner. I do believe they are finally going to get this Windrunner kill. Enchant Magical Missile and Dendy coming in should do the job here. Trying to bait out the Windrunner. Getting a little bit blocked here. We're going to have a Magical Missile. Yeah, Avalanche Toss. Very easy kill. Dendy picks up that kill. That's going to allow him to hit him up to a Magic Bottle if that's what he's going for. Or he could get a boost of speed. But seeing that he's so low HP, I think he's going to go for the bottle.
Yeah, indeed. As it's not really too unexpected, as Light of Heaven is in a lot of trouble. Burrow Strike and Splitter, couple more hits, Let's Track gets the last hit very nicely by Come With Me. And with that, they're going to be able to push down this lane once they clear the creep lane and summon some Eidolons. And I was about to say, you shouldn't be too surprised at the aggression by Dignitas, because they have a very aggressive pushing team when you look at it. They have summons, they have Edict. Let's Track is, in my belief, one of the strongest level 2 or 3 pushers in the game, if not the strongest. So to see this sort of aggression coming out for them, it's not too uncommon, as Light of Heaven is just constantly ushered away. Poor guy. As another Burrow Strike comes in, Diabolic doing so much damage at the early stage of the game without very high armor level, and another kill. Light of Heaven is just being destroyed at the moment. Unfortunately, they have to back off from the tower because the glyph is fortifying. But again, this bottom lane is just going so right for Dignitas.
Yeah, great move by Dignitas, realizing that the Light of Heaven did not have boots of speed. And if you look at Lesh and Sand King, both of them sporting a new pair of boots, new pair of Nikes, was able to dive past the tower, catch up the Light of Heaven very quickly, and bring down the tower. And now on the top here, we have Navi doing the exact same thing, but the tower very healthy in terms of HP. They do not have Diabolic push on this tower. They do have an Ogre Magi who can actually cast Frost Armor on their creeps, which is exactly what he has done here for the melee creep to make it even more tanky. And this tower will be brought down. Enchantress being tossed in the air for that extra 100 damage against the tower. Very nicely done. And let's see if they're going to continue pushing. Yes, indeed, they're going to enchant a melee creep and add a little bit more tanky force into the push. As we see Dendy up to 700 go after the tower last, will be going to his Arcane Boots, very likely. And let's see, Sanky's going to come right in. Burrow Strike on the Vengeful Spirit. I think he's going to be completely fine. You can see the Ice Armor keeping everyone very, very survivable. And we have a bottle crawl attempt? No, what did he deliver to Denny? Just Magic Wand. Send the bottle back for a little bit of bottle crawling.
Yeah, and it's very unusual to see both teams pushing while Invoker and Storm Spirit just constantly farming up. But this is a good way to counter Invoker, because he doesn't really hit his peak until maybe level 10 or level 11, when he gets a really high level with that Tornado and just clear creeps like a boss. But this is one of the good ways. This is why in Dota 1, Invoker sort of died out in the Chinese scene, because he can be countered once he doesn't get enough levels. But right now, he's just chilling on the mid lane. I expect to see Navi try to push down the mid tower, put a little bit of pressure on that Invoker, or maybe they just don't care at all. They're just like, Invoker, We don't even like you. We're just gonna win without your presence being felt at all.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic, non-standard skill build coming from Invoker. Invoker generally put a little bit more point to Quas early on for a little bit of a leveling presence, but instead he's actually put points into Exhort, which signifies he might want to actually turn away from the standard Quas Wex build. We'll see where he actually goes from here. As we see Coco holding very still behind the trees, going for a gank. I think he could actually burrow strike through. Let's see if he's gonna go for it. Oh, he's gonna be seen by the creeps. He's gonna be fine. And Havos.
He is not a true ninja.
No, he's not.
Unfortunately.
On the top lane here, after getting a kill, another kill on the enemy heroes, then he's able to hit level 6. After, of course, he's gonna be going for Avalanche Toss all the way up to level 8. And then let's see, he's gonna go into Grow. Winner defending the lane very easily with that power shot, but has lost one tower. Neither lane deciding to push a tier 2 just yet, opting for a little bit more items, a little bit more farm time. Looks like Dignitas is going to be starting to push on the bot lane. Phase boot up here, Alesh. That's going to give him a lot of chasing power, but not enough survival power in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Leshrac, I mean, you don't really want to chase, you just want to be in the middle of everything. I mean, if you want to chase effectively, it looks like another Avalanche Magic Missile combination. Unfortunately, Winner manages to press that W key at the right moment. Shackles Arzar to a creep, and Dendi is unable to get the kill. Meanwhile, looks like another successful gank, or a successful counter gank goes on. Sand King picks up a kill on the Vengeful Spirit, and now Light of Heaven in so much trouble. Sunstrike doing additional damage.
Sunstrike was missed, but generally you don't see Sunstrike picked up so early, but that's what we talked about. So Sony taking 1 point to Exhort. As we see Stormsurf zips right in for Sony. He is up on high ground. There's a net on him as well. He has no invoke just right now, cooling down, but Dendi comes in position and polish him off. Dendi, a lot of kills so far, and he has actually opted for face boot as well. I like this choice very much so. That's going to allow him to actually catch up to these very slow moving hero as he's trying to do so right now. He does not have mana to do anything at this point. Well, he has mana for one spell, but does have the magic wand. He could actually pop up. As you see, a toss and magic missile for Come With Me. Avalanche misses cleanly, and they're not gonna get a kill thanks to that phase wheel on Come With Me. Actually, then they phasing in as well. Can they get off yet another magic missile? Then he very low HP as well, and that Lesh just trucking it out there. And now we have Light of Heaven trying to look for whoever. I think he TP back as well. That was Enigma. So very nicely done here. And it looks like Puppy looking into enemy jungle for a creep as well.
Do you see how much damage that Edict did to Dendi? Because of his insanely low armor value? Dendi's gotta be careful if he chases too aggressively on Come With Me next time, because I think overall Leshrac has a basement speed of 315, so he'll be able to outrun until Tiny picks up a couple levels of that Grow. Meanwhile, Havost is not really making his impact felt with these ganks, but Puppy's gonna come in for the mid lane, try to get a gank off. Unfortunately, it looks like the Radiant have scoured them out, are gonna try to defend this tower because that's what they look like they're gonna do. They're just gonna keep pushing. When in doubt, just push.
A little bit afraid here for the Invoker as he only hit level 7, 9.5 minutes in the game. I'm not too sure how much time he's going to able to get EXP here. As you can see, Havos trying to dodge that EMP. In fact, it lost more mana for nothing, basically. I'm surprised that he's dropping EMP so early because he's only got 3 points into Wex, so the EMP is going to drain like 150 mana, 100 mana, something like that. Not too really big to be make a big difference, but he's casting it. As we see Tiny 900 gold in the bank, he's picking up a Smoke of Deceit. This is a very Dendi-esque move to do. Whenever he's playing Pudge, whenever he's playing Tiny, he always buys smoke for himself and set up the ganks. He basically doesn't even smoke his teammates, just smoke by himself and just be a one-man gank. Maybe he's gonna go up on high ground, smoke up here. Yeah, he's gonna smoke right here. I'm not too sure whether the enemy team have seen this, but I think they're going to the bot lane to look for these very low HP pushers on the Dignitas squad.
Yeah, I mean, Leshrac managed to pick up an Ogre Club, but still, he's very squishy, very frail, and I think they'll be able to pick him off. A toss in by the Enchantress Edict immediately popped. Sandking copes in, and no help means that Enchantress gets immediately obliterated. Looks like Zizo is positioning himself very nicely, gets a nice black hole, double man black hole. They pick off the Leshrac, and instead, Dendi is able to escape with the sliver HP. Very nicely done by Dendi, and now Leon is in a lot of trouble. Havos just doing a mad amount of work, and Leon failed to escape with that haste rune.
Ooh, barely make it out. Arzar wanted to swap and just now Sonya comes in a very terrible position, and now Stormstar picks up an ultra kill. Light of Heaven so low in HP was able to make it out alive as well. I thought the team fight is going to turn out horrible for Navi because they tossed Puppy in Puppy just melted after casting a single enchant. I'm sure he wasn't too happy with Dendy's move there, but in result we have Stormster somehow picking up an Ultra Kill. Very lucky with the last hits, and he's actually still very healthy in terms of mana. That Ultra Kill is going to give him his Myrtle Hammer, and very close to his Black King Bar. Only 11 minutes in the game, one Stormster pick up his Black King Bar. Not too sure what the Radiant squad could do.
I mean, they have Black Hole, but in the early game, of course, it has, I think, 180-second cooldown, something ridiculous, at least 160 seconds. And meanwhile, Dendy just getting closer and closer to his Blink Dagger, 900 gold away, is probably going to look for some farm on the top lane, but Light of Heaven already there ahead of him, just constantly being annoying with that Prophet, and just pushing the lanes with that Basilius, leaving no breathing space for Dignitas, to be quite honest.
Yeah, very interesting to go for a Basilius build. So we see Dendy gonna pick up a solo kill against Sony. Sony's gonna go into his Wex. Cold Snap, EMP gonna be dropped. Tornado be dropped on Dendy as well. Dendy with face, but he's gonna eat a Malefice and a lot of damage coming his way. Dendy just balls deep. He pops the Invis rune and is gonna keep on chasing. He does have to face one more toss. Gonna do it. No mana to do so right now. Sony Ace. Ooh, we have a Burrow Strike come in. I think Sony Ace is actually blocked. He's going to go into Ghost Walk as we see Dendy slowed up Shackle Shot against Light of Heaven. He's going to take a Burrow Strike to the face. Burrow Strike should be cooling down a little bit soon. Yeah, he's going to go down to a Power Shot. Nicely done. And Dendy's still sticking, or excuse me, Sony Ace still sticking around. So is Dendy Invis as well, looking for kill. Unfortunately, don't have enough mana for both an Avalanche toss.
Yeah, right now it's pretty hard to say who has the advantage. I mean, I think Dignitas has more towers due to that double tier 2 tower being picked up on the bot lane. But Storm Spirit picking up that BKB might make all the difference. Getting an Ultra Kill so early on will just be devastating. If he zips in against the Enigma, if he has the Black Hole, if he zips in against anybody, they're essentially dead because they're so low HP.
Yep, back on the mid lane, the push continues. I just checked the gold graph. Dignitas leading by 1,000 gold at this point. Not the biggest lead, but here comes the Stormster. Gonna look for Coco. Coco gonna Sandstorm and walk out with Shackle Shot nicely, canceling both the Tornado and the Stormster's movement. Very nicely done. And let's see if Navi's gonna answer back with a push of their own. Not too sure whether they can though.
Well, they do have 3 points in that command aura, and they have a couple creeps in the way that Wildkin Warchief providing that additional armor aura, but looks like the Enigma combined with Power Shot's going to be a little bit too much, but I think they're just going to wait for that BKB and the Blink Dagger to be finished on Dendy and just try to go in from there, as looks like Light of Heaven is in a lot of trouble. Come with me, going for a solo kill with Diabolic Edict. Phase Boots allowing him to chase effortlessly, and now Light of Heaven in so much trouble. Split Earth by Leshrac, combined with the Power Shot, ensures Come with me an easy kill. Poor Light of Heaven, just always in trouble, but it looks like Dendy comes in with the surprise kill from behind on the Enigma. And now Vos zips in, gonna go for a kill on Coco. He managed to get a double Burrow Strike stun, but still, Navi just, alright, we're gonna lose one. Well, we're gonna try to pick off heroes near your side and then try to push the tower as well, which is the right way to do it, Gank, in my opinion.
Great move by Hovos here, just zipping like a couple of centimeters away to get the extra purge from his hit. And able to do a little bit of extra damage to the Sand King, so one of those very tiny plays that Hovos just showed off here. But yeah, it seems like maybe Facebook is the correct boot choice here on Come With Me, because he could actually go for a lot of solo kills that you generally don't expect a Lesh to pick up, but he's actually been picking up a lot of kills, and he's going to be close to his Black King Bar as well. Now, even though he has Black King Bar, he could basically run in like a champ. He's such low HP that he's still very pervious to physical right clicks, so we'll see how he actually buffers his HP after the Black King Bar. But that's quite far away from here, from that point. So we'll see how the game goes. Dendy's been playing beautifully so far. He's going to be about 50 gold. After this camp, he's going to have his Blink Dagger and look towards more action by Dendy.
Yeah, meanwhile, Komathi about 1k gold away from his own BKB, so he's getting quite far very early on. If they can just buy enough time with their Leshrac and Invoker to get enough levels, I mean, he's only level 9, and this is sometimes the problem with Invoker. I know people say he's extremely imbalanced, and he's a very overpowered hero, almost bordering on the point in this metagame with not all the heroes being introduced, but you can still fight him by just pushing him, and looks like Komathi just going to try to solo push down another tower with that Edict, and the Glyph is not being activated. They're going to be able to pick up a tower with relative ease, but Puppy comes in from behind. Split Earth being dropped on Arzar, a couple more hits. Arzar is able to escape just fine. Puppy takes the fall instead. Nicely done by Dignitas, just keeping constant pressure when Furion is not in the lane.
Yeah, but
they're not even worried about the Furion, they just go kill him.
Yeah, the Furion actually has to worry about Lesh. The gold difference chart is really crazy here. We're seeing very little gold difference at all, as we see A blink dagger in. Come with me. Dodges that one cleanly. Nicely done. And now Dendi with his double damage, actually looking for more because cooldown of that toss avalanche combo very short. Now Come With Me goes right in, gonna go for a kill against Dendi. That's a very bold move. Avalanche toss, no, double damage hits though, very hard. And Dendi still going for the kill. Avalanche toss, gonna get the kill. I'm not too sure what Come With Me was actually hoping for. Dendi, ooh, gets cut off. Now we have Navi. Volt comes right in, 6 the Burrow Strike, Shackle Shot, not gonna lie, she has very little mana to actually work with. He has 8 charges on the wand. Can he actually make it off Burrow Strike? He dodges that one with his ultimate. 2.9k go. He's gonna have his BKB as soon as he visits his base. And actually skipping the bottle as well is Hovos.
And looks like this game is not going to be ended in 20 minutes, so now he's playing the game. They do not like playing as much, and Invokers are just going to become a bigger and bigger problem as the game goes on. And furthermore, let's see how this Enigma is doing. Sorry, I can't click him. He picked up a chainmail, going to go for that mechanism, so even then he won't have too much base HP, but if he does survive a fight, he'll be able to pop that mechanism for additional AoE heal. But the problem is just surviving that fight. Once Havos picks up that BKB, I'm sure he's going to try to initiate on Zizo.
Yep. Seems like both Windrunner and the Invoker both going for the 4-stat before anything. Invoker skipping the drums, just stopping at the Bracer for the extra HP. I think that's a great choice against heroes such as Tiny, who basically just initiates the team fight. And also against the Storm Spirit, sure, you're not going to make them survive against the Storm because you'll just waste the extra bit of mana to continue zipping in, but it just gives your team a little bit more positional advantage to make the Storm Spirit zip in a little bit further into enemy territory and away from his team. So a great item to actually fight the Storm Spirit. And yeah, he does have, he being Leon, has that 4-stat finish, and she's a very mobile target now. And it's going to be difficult for her to die unless Tiny comes in with a 1-hit KO.
Right, Enchantress, for Enchantress, 18 minutes in the game, still only 625 HP can killed in one combination. But now Dendi blinks in, combined with Havos, they're going to try to get a blink. Avalanche does not combine with the toss, but Havos combined with Dendi is able to pick up that kill. Epicenter is being channeled, they're going to try to pick off Light of Heaven at least, and nicely done by Sand King Coco, but Dendi blinks, tosses the Sand King backwards, he's in a lot of trouble, blinks back, but Avalanche is there to receive him. And looks like Reinforcers coming in for the rear, gonna try to get a kill on the boast. No mana whatsoever Zizo is able to do, but he pops the BKB, he's gonna try to run out, but no, Black Hole is being popped just for Havos, but nice blink back in by Tiny, canceling that Black Hole, picks up the kill on Zizo, but Winner A clicks down the Tiny. My god, will this fight ever end? And I think right now it might, because Dendi is forced to retreat. Meanwhile, Leshrac got a solo kill?
Yeah, Lesh got a solo kill in the jungle around this area against Puppey. Again, Come With Me looking for those solo kills with his face boot. He is going to have his blacking bar afterwards. I was just talking about how Dignitas, a very uncharacteristic mistake not having teleport scroll, because all 3 heroes jumped on the Invoker, but no single TP went to assist. Well, that's because they were killing other stuff all over the map. Come With Me might be in a little bit of danger as he is he going to speed spot it? He's going to be fine. But yeah, despite of not having any teleport scrolls, they were able to clean up a couple kills. And you can see that Dendi's control on that, Dendi's control on that Tiny is so good. When the Black Hole comes up, he actually blinked behind Enigma, and that's the best way you cancel that Black Hole. Because, well, he can't Black Hole behind himself. That sounds like a very duh thing to say, but that's exactly how you cancel Black Hole.
Captain Obvious to the rescue. Yeah.
Dendi is going to be going for his Axe Scepter and look towards him carrying Big Stick. And what is it? Walking with a big stick. Yeah, there you go, man. Some American politics. I'm sure like all of our Asian and European viewers will be like, what the hell is that?
Meanwhile, Leshrac picked up his own BKB, so he's going to become even more of a destructive menace, and I think Tyre are going to have to be on the lookout for Leshrac just taking control of this game until Invoker and Enigma pick up their essential items. Let's see how Sand King's doing. Does he have a Blink Dagger? No, he's 1k away from his own Blink Dagger. But in the end, I'm not too sure. I mean, Radiant has a better teamfight lineup as Dendi blinks in for the toss. Ghostwalk is popped. Do they have Dust? No. Looks like Invoker's escaped just fine. Puppey taking a lot of damage. And Arzar is going to be the first one to fall. And then Puppey comes in. Nice counter game by Dignitas. A double kill goes on Leshrac. And did he even pop the BKB?
Lesh did pop his BKB, was able to be a menace as he popped his Diabolic Edict. Still not putting... actually has a... really skipped his points into Lightning Storm and actually has gone for the Pulsing Nova. I actually like this adjustment. Generally, you max the Lightning before you go into your ultimate, but in such engagement where the Stormster is right next to your face all the time, the Tiny is right next to you, the Furion's generally next to you all the time as well, having that ultimate to splash out that big AoE damage, especially with BKB, very good choice here. And well, that's helping him and his team to get a lot of tower. As you see right now, I think Dignitas is leading this game by quite a bit, to be honest. The gold difference chart only show like 1,000 to 2,000 gold lead, but I feel like they have the complete advantage here so far.
Well, a lot of damage is being applied to that tier 2 tower, while Dignitas managed to take that tier 1 tower. So they gotta be careful, or else Furion will just teleport in, just gank that tower, and poor tower will never know what's coming. As Dendy trying to maneuver himself into position, but Dignitas has been doing a nice job counter ganking. But with his faithful companion Havost, they will surely be able to pick up any kills. He's gonna zip in on Coco. Avalanche toss. He's gonna stack. And Diabolic E combined with Splitter. Havost is in a lot of trouble. One more tower. Oh, he's gonna die. Come with me, just being a terror in this game. My God.
Yeah, come with me with that phase boot into a BKB build. The perfect build. Did we even doubt that build in the beginning? Well, or bad. Damn, that build is working out. Of course, a lot of it was come with me's beautiful splitter. That double man splitter was what got the kill on the BKB Storm. So very nicely done. He's up to 1,700 gold. I wonder if he's going to go into a point booster into Hearthstone. But look at Dendy, another Invis rune. He's actually controlling every rune. He's going to get a ninja kill. No, BKB gets popped. He's going to blink back out. At the very least, he drew a BKB charge. But I think Puppy's going to pay the price here as his healing treants has ran out at this point. So coming off with the second Malefice. Can he get it off? The enchant very slow. In fact, I think Sony should have pushed Zo forward instead. No, we have another secondary force staff. They're going to get the Puppy death. There's a force power shot. Yeah, they're going to get the kill. So nicely chased. Unfortunately, Dendy already back home, unable to help out his team. And now Dignitas leading by 4 kills, leading by a tower kill, and about 2k gold. Dignitas looking very healthy, and they have the mid-game advantage in terms of having Invoker, a very farm Lesh, and a moderately farm Sanking and Windrunner.
Looks like that made a very odd item choice. He picked up a late Hand of Midas. Yeah, I guess that's cool. Gonna provide him a lot of additional gold, considering he did not have the best early game. But one of the weaknesses of Leshrac when you go for this early BKB and phase boots, you have no additional mana, and Leshrac is a spammer. But now that he's picked up those core items, he hasn't been dying, he's been getting a lot of kills. Look for him to pick up a lot of mana boosting items, just allow him to stay in those teamfights for ever so long, and he's just gonna be. They just have to keep a constant attention on him, or otherwise he's just gonna kill your whole team without a pipe.
Yeah, and right now Lesh with that point booster is approaching to a point he's actually going to survive an Avalanche Toss combo from Tiny, and that's going to be issue. That means that he could BKB immediately after and just go to town with his spells. As we see, can we get the chain stun against Havos? He cannot pop his BKB MP Tornado on top of the air. Channel Ultimate Black Hole just to make sure to get a kill. A lot of ultimate being used. Wow, and of course Havos calls a WTF lag. I'm not too sure how much lag would have mattered if he was chain stun. As we see a meteor being dropped down on Dendy, they want him dead as well. Second Burrow Strike should be coming off cooldown in just about 4 or 5 seconds. Light of Heaven comes in right now. Avalanche comes in and looks like Coco is going to survive that Avalanche. Ooh, not going to do it as we see me and my Anti Missile on Leon. He's a half
Watch out
HP.
for Come With Me.
What about Come With Me?
Just arrives to the party. Nova, Edict, Splitter, double kill. He arrived so late to that party because he was farming that top one and then he had to travel quite a distance. But Dignitas is just playing very nicely. Just constantly counter ganking, picking off Havos before he could even do anything.
Wow.
And Dignitas is just playing at the top of their game.
Yeah, man. I was going to say Dignitas. Do not underestimate them, and they really showed their play here. Leading by 6 kills so far. They just won a team wipe. And I'm not too sure how Navi is going to go from here because I think their heroes has really hit their peak so far. Tiny, at this point, he's going to try to win the game off having really good level advantage and item advantage. But even though, I don't think he's able to catch up with the fast growth of the Radiant heroes.
Looks like Invoker is going to go for that Yule Scepter Divinity, and he's slowly starting to approach that level where it gets really annoying. I mean, he's already at that level, to be quite honest, but he's going to hit level 14 soon, just slowly start to carry the game for his team. Meanwhile, Light of Hand picked up a Mechanism, still only 1k HP, and now I think they're starting to realize, without Pipe, I don't know what we're going to do against Leshrac, and so Dignitas are just exploring that to the full advantage, just winning on the back of their superior team fight. Another 1.8k gold in the bank, gonna go for that Aghanim Scepter, and looks like Sand King picked up his own Blink Dagger. He did not have Blink Dagger in that last fight, but now he's got it, and his ultimate is back up in 2 seconds.
Yep.
So it looks like Dignitas, they want to push.
Yeah, and also right now the key thing for the Radiant team is that their Sanking's level 14, so his ultimate is going to hurt quite a bit. After 2 more level, it's going to be a devastating ultimate in conjunction with Lesh's ultimate. We're seeing a lot of AoE damage splash about. Speaking of that pipe, is there anyone making one on this dire side? I don't even see any parts.
So.
Yeah, so they're completely cut out to dry, and I have no idea how they're going to withstand this big AoE damage that's going to be coming in their way. Of course, Zizzle's black holes. So far, it's been one-man black holes, but it's always on a storm surge. Yeah, it hurts. So here comes a push on the mid lane.
Looks like Comedy already below half mana, but they're going to be able to pick up this tower with relative ease. Yep, they're going to get the add-ons to click them down. Deny attempted, but not succeeded. As usually you want the... Looks like a puppy has a headdress, so he might be going for a very late pipe. But even with the pipe, he's going to have so low HP, and this is a problem with late game Enchantress if you don't pick up... If you don't get a very... Enchantress is a very momentum-based hero. You want to get a lot of HP items, try to go for an early items, which helps you solve hard HP items. So even if you do get a pipe, you'll have more than 700 HP 27 minutes in the game.
Yeah, definitely not boasting the highest strength growth. She actually had decent strength growth way back when, like maybe 1 and 2 years.
She was super imba.
Yeah, and then Ice Rock says, we'll cut your strength growth by half. Oh my god, that was one of the biggest nerfs I've ever seen in Dota history. Never mind down the bot lane here, a gank attempt here against, come with me. He pops his BKB and tries to gallop his way out. In fact, he sees Enchantress and be like, oh, that's a deer meat. That's literally deer meat. In fact, but she runs out very nicely. BKB pop here as well. Black hole on 2. Come with me. No mana to actually do any damage. And it's gonna ditch. So in fact, Stormster is gonna find him right now. TP out from Enigma. EMP Tornado drops on Arzar. He's completely dead. Cole actually pops a magic wand and should be fine for now. Sand King comes with a huge ultimate. Light of Heaven's dead. Arzar is dead. Dandy might be in a little bit of trouble. He gets Cyclone in the air, try to delay him as well. Hovo's very low HP. Shackle Shot not latching. And actually Puppy with such low HP still hanging around. Toss damage puts him at very low HP. Dandy walking right through that ice wall, completely slowed down. Cold Snap. Oh my goodness, look at that chain stun. And now Leon in position. Shackle Shot not latching. Power Shot's gonna hit though. And now, wow, look at the chain stun here. And now Puppy's gonna go down as well, as he's trying to help out his teammate. But with multiple Force Staff and such high mobility, they're gonna find Puppy very easily. And despite that he's actually full HP right now, you're only seeing what, 800 HP, which is absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and now that his heal is
unless
down,
they don't stun him.
He's gonna be able to gallop in, just gracefully galloping away. But no, the tornado or the Yos popped, and a couple more hits. Literally a couple more hits, even though he's at half HP. But Havos zips back in, gonna pop the BK, pick up at least a kill on Windrunner. And now Invoker's got to run for his life. This Invoker is just playing really well after that. As Zoe, I'm not really too sure what Zoe was doing right there.
Well, he
just dies.
He got swapped by Eventual Spirit. So despite that, Puppy did actually end up dying. They got themselves 2 extra kills. So it might not be the worst trade here for Navi. As Navi showing some great control on the hero. I think Stormster, after he popped the BKB and got a kill, I was like, okay, this is time to get out. But he stayed his ground and keep fighting. And that was because Eventual Spirit.
Yeah, but keep in mind that Leshrac, he basically had no mana for that fight. He popped his BKB and started running.
Yeah, that's an issue.
And I think if they had a combination of Leshrac combined with that really nicely placed Sand King ultimate, I think Navi would have just gotten wiped.
So maybe the lack of arcane boots really hurting Dignitas in that last team fight. But I think Lesh is going to finish his Acceptor. Yeah, he finished the Acceptor right now. That's going to give him huge boost in terms of mana and HP pool. And that's going to make his ultimate even more devastating, as if it was not devastating enough. Look towards Lesh or whoever else and make it avail of Discord, as it is going to be an absolutely terror in this game. Combined with Epicenter, Diabolic Edict, and of course that Pulse Nova from Lesh. It's going to do so much damage.
That item exists, to be quite honest.
Well, maybe not in the hearts of pro game. I've actually seen EG, or not EG. Yeah, I think EG made it the other day against Quantic in their defense match. So, I mean, pro gamers do realize the items in the game. So hopefully we're going to see one this game. Dendy looking for...
He looked bad. As a giant tiny with a tree, he's going to kill you. He is literally going to kill you. He looks like a really awful serial killer with that tree. Oh my god, he is truly terrifying.
How does Dandy just find, like, is this like his 4th Invis rune? I think it is.
I don't know, but this is like the 800th Edict being popped and Puppy dies in 2 seconds. Puppy's just not having a very good game at all. And looks like Dignitas, they want to take the Roshan. Edict does affect Roshan, so once that Edict is back up, expect to see Roshan fall very, very quickly. And yep, they're going to be able to DPS him down just fine. And in terms of team fight, Dignitas has the better team fight. So now you can't just rush in willy-nilly. They want to just provide pressure on the lanes with Furion. But it looks like he's just going to jungle for a bit. Going to try to go for a Hex as he picks up the ultimate orb. Let's see who the Aegis goes to. I guess
Lesh. No, Invoker. Nice. I think Lesh would be a decent choice because he could burn his mana so fast. He comes back alive with full mana and keep on going. But here comes the big moving rock as he's hasting, or actually phasing. He moves so damn very quickly. And now his Accept, I think he's splashing 400%. Something like that?
400%? Calm down, dude. Calm
or
down.
40%? He's splashing a lot. I think it's 40%. No, 400 AoE is the splash range. I knew there was a 400 in there somewhere.
I was like, 400 splash damage. That sounds a little bit... Eh.
So where does Navi go from here? They're going to have Hex done in Stormstrait, just in 600 go. Dendi, I think he's pretty much decked out. I don't think... I mean, you get even more items, but...
Maybe they want to build up some carry arms on Arzar, but no, he's just got a point booster. Gonna go for those wards. Puppy's still 758 HP, so 32 minutes in the game. This is, again, the problem with Enchantress when you just don't win the game very early on. She's not really as effective as Enchant. She does a lot of DPS, but if you can just kill her in a couple hits, and she has to be in the middle of the battle. And I wanted to make a point earlier, like this Invoker in that last team fight casted so many spells, so really nice Invoker being played by Sony Force, as he's been casting all the spells and expect to see him once he picks up an Ogre Club. So I don't know if that's for a BKB, most likely, but if he picks up an Axe, then...
I think it's for Axe. He does have an Ogre point booster on him as well, so just 2k go from Axe. That's going to give him 2-second cooldown on that Invoke. And in the hands of a pro player such as Sony, he is going to cycle through so many spells. That's something to be funny. The MP Tornado just going to burn quite a bit of mana here from Havos, but he does have that sheep stick, so mana, it's not too much of an issue as he's going to be able to regen it all back.
Meanwhile, let's check out Zizo really fast. He has a mechanism, he has strength treads. He's not really going to go for that BKB, which I think is the right call. Just try to tank up as much as possible, but unfortunately, he doesn't really have too much gold to tank up with. As Kamathi has the Aghanim's, he has the BKB, he picks up a Void Stone. Probably going to go for a Sheep Stick as well, but Void Stone is so effective on Leshrac.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the problem with Leshrac is that even with the Aghanim's, like, if you use all your mana, you regenerate so slow compared to how much your mana pool costs, or your mana's... Your spells! God, can I speak?
Yeah, he definitely could burn through so much mana that he... I mean, even with Hex and another really high mana regeneration item, he could still spend all of it. Light of Heaven sensing again coming his way. He's going to TP out, and that's a very... Oh, Tornado! Wow. That was like melee seconds. In fact, nice dodge here by milliseconds. And then he's farming for Hyperstone. It's going to be AC, or maybe Maelstrom, or Monir. But I think it's most likely it's going to be AC.
Right, and we're going to see that Tiny hit things with this big stick so very quickly, which I think if... To be a sensible person, you should just run away from that. But it looks like Dignitas, they don't care. They have all the items they need. Team fight.
Come with me.
3 people versus 2. Kamathi's got to be a little bit careful.
Oh, he's looking for that deer. Puppy. Uh-oh, Puppy's dead.
Venison.
At the very least, she drew a BKB charge. So I guess that's good.
Well, it is at 6 seconds now, so it's not the charge duration as host is forced to GTFO. And Dignitas, I mean, this is why Nature's Swap is so annoying to push against. But in terms of very quick pushing, Leshrac is probably one of the best heroes in the game. You don't have to wait for a long cooldown ultimate like a Krob ultimate. You just have that Edict and just kill towers so very quickly. So if Dignitas wants to push, I definitely think they can.
Yep.
Maybe they just want to get Invoker a little bit more far and try to pick up the Aghanims so he's going to be complete devastating force. They want to really take advantage of that Aegis and just have Invoker as max potential so that the Dire is forced to focus him.
Yeah, despite the big advantage that Dignitas is in, they have a level advantage, they have kill advantage, they have item advantage. They're only up by like 2k gold, 3k gold, or 1k gold actually. Stormster zips right in, going for a gank. Here comes a TP in from the... Oh, that might have been Juke right on Havos. TP gets cancelled, and now Havos need to get out. Uh-oh. BKB gonna run out soon. No. Diabolic Edict. If anyone was been wondering, Diabolic Edict does a mixed damage type, so that means it does both magical damage and physical damage. So BKB does not block it. Armor, however, reduces damage. Magical resistance reduces damage as well.
Right. As see Staff of Wizardry, so Invoker about 1k gold away from the Aghanims, but Denny's in a lot of trouble, spinning in the air with that tree, gonna try to thwack the Enigma a couple of times, gonna get the Avalanche toss. Black Hole immediately canceled. Swap goes in on Coco, but he still changes his epicenter for a couple seconds, and Denny is gonna be the next one to fall as he gets focus fired, as Arzard takes another 2-second stuns by his Sand King, just chain stunning like a boss, and come with a Leshrac carry for the win. My god. Havos comes in a little bit late to the party, manages to pick up 1 kill on the Sand King, but after that, he can't really do too much. Yeah,
this is the time here for Dignitas to push, maybe not for a tower. I don't think they could actually do that much damage, but they could push for some territorial advantage. Lesh out of mana at this point, but he, with that Voice Stone, just with the Voice Stone alone, he can regen quite a bit. You can see his lightning, by the way, 5 or 6 second cooldown, so he could be spamming that during a push as well. And with that successful team fight, that's going to put him closer to his Hex stick. And come with me, once he finishes Hex, oh my god, I think this game is over at this point.
Well, you can never count out Navi in any game.
That's true, that's true. But the item disadvantage is just too much, as we see a gank on tap on Havos on the top lane. Havos gets picked off with full mana, so that just means that Dignitas chain stun him like crazy. Hex stick number 1 is finished on the Windrunner. And we're gonna have a Acceptor finish in 50 gold for Invoker.
You can never count out Nava. This is looking very grim, very grim. As after that ultra kill, I don't know. I mean, Havos is doing all he can, but Storm Spirit just sort of starts to die down once other teams starts getting tanky items, and that's the power of getting pushes going on with that Leshrac. Just be able to pick up tanky items, nullify a bit of Storm Spirit's damage. So even after that ultra kill, so very early on, you can see that Dignitas, they're just going to take the initial damage. Dendi might be in a little bit of trouble. No, he's probably just going to be able to blink out just fine. Let's see what he's got. He picks up that. You already said he got the Hyperstone. He has 1.9k gold in the bank.
Yeah, still very far away from the AC, so more ancient farming.
1,500 gold away from the AC, so yeah, that's pretty far.
Is it 1,500? Does he have his other 2 components?
Plate mail and chain mail is 1,900, so.
Ah, that's right.
Basic math, learn to math.
Basic math, man. That AC whenever I buy AC, I feel like it's so expensive, especially that 1,500 recipe. But anyways, Light of Heaven. Uh oh, can he have another close dodge? I don't think so this time. He's gonna Hex Coco. Can we have a...
He's just revealing
that's it.
Is a Hex gonna go on? Are they gonna really take this team fight? No. Midnight Pulse being dropped, and Dendi is forced to back away. Light of Heaven taking so much damage. Pulse Nova, Edict, and Come With Me is just in the middle of everything. This is what he wishes he had the Aegis, but no, he's just taking up everything with that BKB. Gonna get a couple kills. Gonna pick off the Enchantress. Savos taking so much damage. My god. Totally doing work. Savos gonna be the next one to fall. No, he's gonna be able to zip out just fine. Meteor being dropped in by that Aghanim Scepter Invoker, and Invoker is just so annoying at this point. And Arzar, he's not gonna be able to escape. You can't run from the Ag Scepter Invoker. You can't run, you can't hide. He's gonna get you.
Oh, here's the Light of Heaven. He bought back. He gets shackled up to the tree. Dendi back as well. They might actually save this vengeance. So he's Coco, very low HP. Arzar still sliver of health, 72 HP. He's gonna get picked off here by Treants, I think. Still, Sony Ace looking. Look at Arzar. He's gonna get one more stun. Light of Heaven comes right in. There's a Sprout. Oh, he's gonna get picked off regardless. But I think Sony Ace is trapped. He's gonna go into Ghost Walk. Do we have any True Sight? No, we don't. Gonna be fine. Meanwhile, Dendi chasing this Leon. Leon very low toss. Him in the air and a hit. Dendi and his squad with a couple of buybacks, able to pick up a couple kills, but here comes Yellow, and he's gonna get pincered by Sony Ace, who's back to full HP, full mana at this point. I think he uses Aegis, maybe that's why.
He did use his Aegis. Deafening Blast combined with a couple of right clicks and the Malefice. Dendi is gonna fall for sure. Invoker unstoppable, doing so much damage with that Exhort build at the end once you pick up all the levels that you need. Gonna try to max Exhort before Quas, and he's just right clicking for so much damage. And in terms of physical DPS, now he ain't got none. Except for like an AC Tiny, which is pretty cool, but it's not very practical because he's melee.
It's not going to be enough, especially with all these stuns coming their way. If you're going to just count stuns, Lesh got
Oh,
one.
Pep on the bot lane. I saw Cold Feet Edict Pulse Nova. Melts. Melts nice.
Lesh showing off some cool lines. Earlier in that engagement, in this top lane, Lesh was able to 1v2 as his teammates trying to bring down the Stormster or whoever else. Or actually, he was 1v3 and he had got 2 kills before he died. And that just shows the power of Lesh. He's only going to get stronger as he's about 500 away from his Hextech. And come with me showing some great splitter. But so earlier I was saying that Dignitas, they have so many stuns. Lesh got 1, Winmer's got 2 with the Hextech, Sandstorm, or excuse me, Sand King's got 1 more, Enigma's got 2. And Invoker's just got like 25, so we're looking at, 30-40 stuns coming in against Navi, and that Tiny, he can't really stand here and right-click despite having so much damage.
Only a slight exaggeration on that part. Only a slight.
Well, the thing is, because he has a 2-second cooldown, he can cycle through so many stuns, it's not even funny.
It's a little funny, because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
It's ridiculous sort of funny. As Sand King hasn't picked up any items since that Blink Dagger, but it don't matter. He's going carry Leshrac. This is the build I like to go on Leshrac. But I'm obviously not on Come With Me's level or even very close. But this is a build I think makes Leshrac a very, very strong semi-carry, if not a full-on carry. Just tank up, do a lot of damage, but he needs some items to be effective. But in this game, he's getting them, and now he's pretty much winning the game single-handedly.
Big move by Navi here. They're going to say we're going to give up top tier 2 tower, which in all honesty not too important as a tower, but they're going to get themselves an Aegis. Let's see who they're going to put the Aegis on. Maybe Light of Heaven, maybe Dendi. We'll see. And it's going to be Dendi picking up a Tiny. I think that was a great trade in favor of Navi. They were going to give up the tower regardless, but here comes a Rax attempt on the top lane by Dignitas. Dendi, are they going to transition to a bot push? What are they going to do? It looks like they're going to defend for now.
Yep, and looks like Dendi has finished that AC, so Aegis Tiny with AC gonna do work in terms of physical DPS, but if he gets chain stun, he might need to look for a BKB as there is a giant lag spike. Oh no.
Are we good?
I don't know. Awkward silence ended.
Looks like the game just wanted to take a short break, and top tower is going to be defended for now. Havo's got to be very careful about the hexes, because it don't matter if BKB or not if you get hex and chain stun down death, which Radiant has been showing that they could do it with plenty amount of stun. Light of Heaven, and Dendi's going to stick around on the bot lane. He's going to force 1 TP, and the tower gets destroyed by the Treant, so at the very least, they traded tier 2 towers, got a free Aegis. I think that was a great play by Navi in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, in terms of decision making, Navi's clearly at the top. I mean, and they're exploiting it even when they're so far behind. They're just making all the right choices. I think Dignitas could have just pushed because that tier 2 tower, even before that game, was below like 300 HP. So I think if they just pushed in and tried to pressure down Navi, or maybe they just wanted that Aegis really badly, but they weren't expecting Navi just to take it. So they were maybe a little bit confused on where to go after taking that tier 2 tower. But looks like the Invoker doing Tornado is going to whiff Arzart. Very lucky for Arzart, as he's going to escape just fine. Going to go for the Aghanim Scepter, working towards it, but he's not going to pick it up anytime soon.
Hextech up on Come With Me, and here comes a mid push. Now, we do have Aegis on Tiny, but they're not TPing back just yet, and that's going to allow Come With Me to walk right into the base. He's going to pop his Lightning, and then Diabolically that tower is going to take massive amount of damage. I do believe Glyph is on cooldown at this point. Come With Me does not have the Aegis. He's tanking the tower shots as well. Probably not the best. Sir Stormster zips in right now, pops the BKB, stuns Leon. Here comes Tiny, look towards him to zip into everyone, but he's feeling guys canceled by Coco. Nicely done. Black Hole is going to whiff completely, not hitting too many target. Hovos half HP. He's going to get chain stun down. Yep, looks like the carry Lesh delivering so far. Denny getting the right click in, but he's melee. He's actually just running back and forth. Zizo very low HP. Light of Heaven gets completely stunned. No, he's going to get 1 kill. Stormster comes right in and going to get 1 kill as well.
What a defense.
Wow, here. They're not done just yet, though. Stormster very low mana, but cooldown of the Hex almost up. He's going to keep on chasing. Where the hell's Dendi during the middle of this fight? He's kind of just
That might have been a mistake by Coco, as he's gonna get picked off as well. Storm Spirit at so low mana, he should have just kept running, but Coco is gonna be next one to fall. As did you see how much damage? Like there's two Radiant Heroes stacked up next to each other, and that cleave from Tiny did work.
Well, Light of Heaven says no one alive at this point. Gonna be pushing EMP Tornado from the back from Sony and Meteor as well, but actually Light of Heaven has Hex, and he's gonna turn around and start whacking on Sony. Sony, oh my goodness, this is gonna be a kill. And who counted out Navi?
Nobody.
Nobody counted out. Well, I did, but damn, Navi coming back on this game, and they're gonna take bot Rex.
No buyback whatsoever. Dignitas was feeling so very confident, but now the gold graph is going to swing like a pendulum in the complete opposite direction. And keep in mind that Denny does siege damage with that tree.
Yes.
Look how much damage he does to that tower. My god. Literally in 5 hits, he killed that tower.
Oh, jeez.
Pick off the mid barracks. Is this GG?
This is GG. They're gonna go on top on the Rex. And look at Denny. Oh man.
Oh my god. What is going on?
I have not ever seen such a quick 3 racks. Denny says good luck. Wow.
I'm a little bit speechless right now. Four hits, 1 max has come with me.
If you were Dignitas, how would you feel right now? You're up by 10 kills. You were up by like 3k gold.
Double damage.
I'd just be like holding my set in my hands, just forlornly, as a single tear rolls down my eye.
Don't run off.
It's a very emotional experience.
Would it be fair to say that Dignitas was winning 44 minutes of this game? I think Dignitas just pulled a LeBron James, if you know what I'm saying.
Dang, the call out.
The call out.
That's a pretty sick burn. Yeah. This was a game.
We're just waiting for Dignitas to leave the game for that end game menu. And well, late game Mask of Madness for the lulz from Dendy.
Yeah.
I'm just speechless.
I am too.
How
At
did that
least,
game
like,
change
the
around?
outcome.
Stormstar died early and he bought back and he just picked off like everyone at that point. Dendy was able to deliver a lot of damage, and then Dignitas no
Radiant's
buyback.
mistake- I think Radiant's mistake was that Leshrac tried to solo the team, but the heroes were so far spread out behind him they couldn't really support him to the fullest.
And
And I
Lesh,
think Invoker backed out a little bit too early in that fight.
yeah, Lesh ended the game with 17-6-6. My goodness, but it was the Dendy ACX after Tiny that carried the day. My goodness. And that was just game number 1. We'll be coming at you with game number 2 momentarily. Hope you guys enjoyed today's broadcast so far. This is Luminous and B-Balling signing off momentarily.